This is Eric Erb Live. You can find me online at ericherblive.com, also ericherblive.net. You can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/The Eric Erb Show. And of course, right here on my audio podcast at podbeam.com/Eric Erb Live. Like, share, subscribe if you like the podcast. Links are on the side for donations, folks. You can even buy me a cup of coffee, donate PayPal, Subscribestar, or Patreon, whatever you prefer. But again, your donations help me stay on the air so I can bring you good content each and every day. Okay, let's get into it. Today's article comes from naturalnews.com. That's naturalnews.com. And the article is titled, How Florida Beat Coronavirus Without Mask Lockdowns Making California and New York Look Stupid in Comparison. Well, this should be good because I am a firsthand citizen of the great state of Florida here in Central Florida, where I reside. So this will be a very interesting article indeed. According to the official data for the Centers for Disease Control, that's the CDC, the senior death rate associated with the Wuhan coronavirus or COVID-19 in the state of Florida is 20% lower than California and 50% lower than New York, and all without forced lockdowns and mandatory mask wearing. Hey, just think about that, folks. Just think about that just for a second. We're not locking people down here. We've never held anybody at gunpoint. Nobody's doing any crazy crap like that or shit like that. We've used common sense in order to handle this fake coronavirus, okay? This is a it's just like a flu, and as I've said on many podcasts, okay? Being that it's just like the flu, the old people, the sick and elderly people with vulnerable systems, autoimmune deficiency, these people that have maybe emphysema, problem with the lungs, allergy, they should not take this shot, okay? Just try to take care of yourself as best as you can. And again, as I keep saying, if you want to take the shot, that's totally up to you. I don't judge one way or another. I'm not going to take it. I'm in my middle 50s. I'm certainly not going to take it because I have allergies, high blood pressure. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to take it and have an chemical reaction in my body or some type of physiological reaction and end up getting real sick or end up going into cardiac arrest. So that's not for me. If you guys want it, knock yourself out. And back to the article. Here an op-ed published by the Wall Street Journal gives Governor Ron DeSantis the credit he deserves. Ooh, I don't believe it. The credit he deserves for making the right choice for Florida, as opposed to Gavin Newsom, Governor of California, and Andrew Cuomo, Governor of the state of New York, handled things, California and New York respectively, rather than dump otherwise healthy seniors into who tested positive for the coronavirus, which is what Cuomo did. DeSantis took a different approach to ensure Florida's senior population is among the largest in the country, stay healthy and safe as possible. DeSantis followed the science by lifting lockdowns and other restrictions far earlier than any other state. And that's true, folks. If you've been locked down for a long time, my heart goes out to you. But again, they're making this a political issue. So DeSantis did this based totally on the facts and totally on science. So DeSantis also followed the science by lifting lockdowns and other restrictions earlier than any other state. Adopting Sweden's model, DeSantis respected the rights and liberties of Floridians to continue living their lives rather than try to force them to stay in all day and at home and wear a mask forever, which is what other state governors are attempting to do right now, that's the absolute fact. More than 80% of the COVID deaths in the United States have occurred among seniors 65 and older, the op-ed explains. They make up a larger share of Florida's population than any other state except for Maine. Based on the demographics, Florida per capita COVID death rate would be expected to be the highest in the country, but it's not. Nope, it goes to reveal Florida's death rate is in the middle of the park and only slightly higher than California, which has a much younger population. Florida's death rate among seniors is 20% lower than California's and 50% lower than New York, based on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention data. Florida is the place to be for freedom and sanity these days, folks. I'm telling you that right now. Yes, it is down here in Florida. The insanity elsewhere by these Democratic-ran governors, this gives them a big thrill to control people. This is all part of the narrative to control people. This is exactly what they want to do, control people. These people running these states, at least the Democratic governors, not all of them, but most of them, they're absolutely, positively nuts. A key difference in DeSantis' approach to care for his state's senior population was to halt outside visitations to nursing homes by showering them with personal protective equipment. He also set up 23 COVID dedicated nursing centers for elderly patients that were discharged for hospitals as opposed to sending them back to regular nursing homes to intermix with non-positive residents. Nursing home residents who tested positive and couldn't be isolated in their facilities were sent to COVID-only wards. The Journal piece further explains Florida set up hospitals to handle the surge in cases that models predicted in the spring, although it never materialized. They were saying, folks, over and over and over and over, you're going to get hit, you're going to get hit, you're going to get hit. All this fucking fear porn, folks, fear porn down here in the state of Florida. I know I live down here in Central Florida. They were saying that and saying that to try to scare people. The Governor DeSantis, didn't flinch. This is good. He said, we're going to go by the facts. We're going to respect people's rights, people's liberty, people's privacy. And if you're sick, we're going to take care of you. We're not going to lock you up. We're not going to put you on a ventilator if you don't need it. If you need it, obviously, okay. If you don't need it, we're not going to throw you on a ventilator like they were doing in New York for a while. Anybody and everybody comes in there, you got COVID, and they would get sicker, and then the medicines they were treating them with were causing reactions, and people were getting sicker and sicker, so they throw them on the ventilator. We're not going to do that down here, not unless you need it. So DeSantis went by the facts, and again, as usual, Florida, we came out of this victorious, and we were able to defeat, at least get ahead of the COVID-19 virus compared to states like New York and California. We have a population of just slightly over 22 million. New York's went down a little bit, but they've got about 20 million. So we got about 2 million more people down here in the state of Florida. So that's what you have to consider. We're pretty close to population-wise. We're pretty fairly even. But again, we went by the facts, and DeSantis governed by the facts. Florida's doing just fine. We're mask-free, by the way. The numbers are down, especially since the PCR tests were recalibrated across the board immediately following Biden's installation into the White House. More data shows that the latest Wuhan coronavirus can be found at pandemic.news. And that's where the link's at, pandemic.news, if you want more information. Okay, like, share, subscribe if you like this video, folks. And again, your donations are always welcome. Links will be on the side over here. Hope you're well. And take care and stay safe. And most importantly, God bless you and your families. I'm out of here.